You don't care about people
I
outside
don't.
Lagos?
Okay, I care about people outside Lagos.
Just not him.
Just not here. Okay, Lagos. So this is how you can be or get in touch with us this morning, react to our stories, or tell us what you think about the songs we're going to be reviewing. You can send your message to WhatsApp 0809 0981 on Twitter. It's at Smooth981 FM on YouTube. You can watch us live. Smooth981 FM Lagos is the handle. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can get updates. Be the first to know when a new video goes up or we go live.
All right. Introduce our special guest.
Oh, right.
You forgot
So
to do
this,
that.
oh, no, I didn't forget. I thought
Okay.
you wanted to do the honors. But yes, I'll be more than happy to do the honors. We have a guest with us here in the studio, and oftentimes we try to bring someone in, review their songs where possible, or just have someone come and gist with us. Today, he's going to be gisting with us, but more than that, we're going to be reviewing some of his work. He's an unusual artist because he's not a voice artist. He actually plays an instrument called the guitar. All right, Lagos. This is me introducing Y Pick and welcoming him to Grapevine 981 for today.
Hi Lagos.
Good morning, White
Sup?
Pick.
Good
You
morning.
can't give me that very shallow hi Lagos after that.
Hi Lagos.
There we go.
Yeah, your boy White Pick is in the building.
Mhm.
Thanks for having me.
Ever had a situation where you told the DJ track 4, DJ track 3, White Pick? Ever did that? White Pick, leave your Instagram live. Tell us, have you ever done that before?
Oh no.
You can say yes, it's fine, be honest. Because
No,
these
for
guys
real.
that you see on your right, they are brutally honest on the show. So you're a brave man for coming live while they analyze your music. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I know, I'm not even sure.
This is set up.
It's not a setup.
But you'll be alright. Chef Jeff
You're
is,
blessed to be among
is
honest
in a good
people.
mood today.
Am I?
Yeah.
What a good look. All right, let's start with the first song by Y Pick. Y Pick is a guitarist. Sorry, I just threw him in the deep end there.
No, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
But yeah, that's fine. That's what you do.
This one, this one is a cover on Simi's Ayo, and I like this.
Yeah. Hey. Huh? What? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sorry.
Okay, we're back. Chef Jeff, I'd like you to go first, please.
No. You know, I have a special place for guitarists. I mean, I feel like they have a way of putting an identity to their own when there are no lyrics involved in a song. And I think that's what we clearly see in this case. I actually think that we've actually had you on the show sometime before, like a long time ago. I know we've talked about you in the past for a while, so it's good to have you again as a topic. But what was it that kind of like inspired you to like just do the covers? I mean, do you have like some original songs as well, or just you just being inspired, showing your interpretation of artists that you like?
Yeah, I have some of my personal composition I'm still working on actually, but I don't have any record label, so I have to do something to get myself out there. Something that people okay. When people do covers, people like, wow,
Yeah.
who is that? Who is that guy? Okay, let's try and listen. I feel doing covers is going to make people okay get people's attention
Yeah.
to okay, who is Y Pick.
Mm.
So from there we now project to my own personal composition and start
Right.
releasing that.
Right.
Yes.
That's a smart marketing strategy, I must say, and hopefully money saving as well.
Yes.
Particularly being creative when you don't have a record label backing you. So well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to ask what's YP? Can you explain what's your name?
Y Pick. The Y is my initial Yemi. So the pick, like
Guitar
I'm a
picks.
Pick the strings, yeah?
Yeah, it's a guitar pick. Yeah.
I don't want to do it the normal way. We have this guitar, this
Something
sax,
strings.
yeah, something string. So just trying to do create something different from the normal generic name you get outside there.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So, but quickly, I just want to chip in. We had Yemi Sax, and a couple of them that do all of these covers, even for commercial purposes. But for someone like you, I just want to ask you directly that when you pick these songs to do these recordings, do you get to contact the original owners of the song? And then if this song is going to go out there on digital platform for sale, do you have like a split sheet for these people as well?
Ye- yeah, this is one of my. I've been battling with this particular question for a very long time, because when I first started, I met some of my lawyer friend. So they gave me advice that if you want to do anything like this, you need to be professional about it and do it the best way. Go through the normal rules, go meet the artists, seek for their consent and all that. But I've waited a long time. All those things are not forthcoming, and it's delaying me. I'm
What's
not
not how?
that like okay.
The permissions.
Like the how am I going to get to the artist? I'm doing covers. Like I want to do like maybe okay one album. I want to do like 20 songs.
Have you sent a message? Have you sent an email? Have you sent a
some
DM?
some of all these artists I have relationship like Runtown, Sounds for Town. I work with some of these guys, so I feel those ones are very easy for me, but not all of them.
How about Simi? Because this is a cover to her song.
Yeah, this is a cover to Simi's song.
Mm.
Actually, I got a request from Simi way back before the whole stardom that I should do some of our
Oh,
covers.
that's nice.
That they are going to promote it.
Okay.
That was then from our manager Vincent.
Okay.
That's
So-
brilliant. To be fair on you though, I don't think you need permission to do covers because all over the world, when Adele's Hello came out.
If you're not selling,
No wait, no yes, not
If you're not
so.
selling,
If you're
yeah.
not, are you making profit from it? You
Yeah,
said
the one
it-
this album I did, I paid for license.
Yeah,
I had
so
to put it on iTunes, Spotify, and all that.
okay, so
Because
those ones
you
you get the
even-
policy.
I think
Yes,
So
but
I think they are
yeah.
getting their
They'll
own
be
money from
cancelled.
it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think even in some ways as well, like in Nigeria, if you do a great cover and it's like a super chill artist and they love the interpretation they do, I think that they're not really gonna come much for you.
No, they
shop
won't. I was going to
wise.
say people like
Um,
Adekunle Gold
yeah.
came up. Shade was a cover. Was the
Yeah.
beat
Yeah.
Was a
itself
cover,
was
yeah.
not.
Because it's not as
was
if you're
not
doing some
original.
sort of Chanel West Coast and going to do a song called Sharon Stoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me just quickly chip in that regardless of how much they like that song or the record, the fact is you still send that what's it called? Publishing will still go to them.
Yeah.
Of course,
You have
that's-
to sign
yeah.
it in.
So for instance, and that's for upcoming artists, if like Y Pick, you're trying to get out there and just showcase your dexterity, perhaps in playing like he's doing, and you're not going to make profits just because on it, you're not going to make profits on it because all the publishing rights go and they're going to flag it down anyway on YouTube. You
Mhm.
can do it for publicity, and people have done it where even the artists then take notes of them and so let's work together, let's collaborate. So it's a good way, particularly in this where we don't have enough money sometimes to promote new artists who have great talent. So well done to people. Even on so we have big stars. Wajay covered Adele's Hello.
Mhm.
We have a lot of people who do covers. So well done on being ingenious in that way.
Well, that's not the
Thank
only
you.
cover. There's another cover to the pot. This one is Job cover by Y Pick as well. Listen.
James, your fans are waiting for your year. They said that we should
Guys,
read that.
studio, let's go. Who's going first?
I think it's still the same. See, if you play a million song,
Yeah.
a million covers right now, it's still the same feeling.
Mm.
It's very good. I mean, listening to the whole thing. Come on.
I have something to say.
I
though.
mean,
When I started listening to the songs, sorry, Chef, the first one I listened to, in fact, both the introductions, the way you started the songs, the guy, whoever is the one that's announcing that, I found that annoying.
mm.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you
me
felt-
too.
You know that feeling you get? Does that irritate you when somebody's scratching their nails on the board?
Yeah.
That's the feeling he gave me.
But no, no.
If you could take out that cover,
Oh,
I would really listen to more of your covers. If you take out that
don't do it
intro-
on all your songs.
No, just take it
Even
out.
if you just open the album after that one, please don't do it
I,
again.
all I want to hear is less is more.
Mm.
Keep it short and simple.
I don't know.
KISS, creativity. So
Fresh and the beat and some
even
just
that,
enters.
even that one.
Ah,
no.
some
Even,
people
yeah, no,
love it
that
too.
that gets on my nerves something.
Thank you. So
Since I know the
Yeah.
deal.
But even
And
with
you know
this-
how to.
But even with this, I think what I felt with this song, it had like a Carlos Santana kind of feel with this one. I
Yes,
liked that actually. So yeah, good job, man.
I
Good
would
job.
I would love you to come into a track that you play like this. You just start with the whole strings like Carlos Santana, as Chef Jeff alluded to right now. Just start that. Let the music speak to me. Don't get some guy nice voice though, but no, right?
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay. There's a reason why I did that.
Why?
Actually, because my I had a plan to distribute the song, like okay, maybe some DJs want to have the song separately.
Mm-hmm.
Some might want to. I'm just trying to promote the brand why I picked
How
that.
about the person
why-
who just says cover by White Pick and keep it moving? That takes
Yeah.
less than 3 seconds.
So
I
that,
mean,
was,
this-
that was the idea.
This is kind of the equivalent of when you have they've called like a whiskey and there's somebody else jumping on stage with him going a for no valid reason whatsoever. Yeah, that's kind
You
of
just want to sweep them off the stage, like go,
Yeah,
leave,
exactly.
move. I want to see
Yeah.
Whiskey. I want to
Yeah.
see White Pick
Yeah.
perform.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's the impression.
Okay, noted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And no disrespect.
No.
to the wonderful guy.
He's nice.
You know when they say no disrespect, there's a little disrespect.
Some.
The show says, "Yay, White Peak, it's Sonic." Don't know if you remember, you performed at I think 1 or 2 events. I played at. That guy bad gone for that guitar matter. Still looking forward to your own stuff, bro. Thank you very much. Then James Silas, apparently an adult male is saying that your Twitter handle account is suspended. So check that, please.
The fact that the person even put adult
Yeah.
male as their name.
wow.
Then Yende says, "Hello, Grapevine crew. Iron Val, Chef Jeff, and ever dependable James. Props to you all. From an ardent listener, I think I like Y Pick's talent. He's a Tito Santana loading."
Nice.
Oh, Carlos is doing a little. I said Carlos. I actually called you Carlos.
You see, that's how it
He's doing a
starts.
little down.
White Pick, well done.
Maybe the person blocked.
Thank you.
All right, so now to the next video. Next song, that is a video. Most of you watch this video. It's about 2 minutes long. It's gotten in 24 hours of its launching on YouTube. It's gotten over 1 million views. This is a song that Davido has been teasing fans. It's been expected 1 million. And that's the video. Listen. Studio. Back on. We've all seen this video. What do you think? Who goes first?
The funny thing was that I had just listened to the song for the first time about 2 minutes later, or luckily then called the producer called, and I was like, wow, this is some sort of premonition here. So we're talking about the video. He put a few pictures up on his Instagram account, and I thought, okay, wait, is he getting married or something along those lines? But then actually ends up now being the video itself. It's a colorful video. I like the whole. It's something that can appeal to all ages. That's what I like about it, to be honest. You've got all the old women in there, and then it's just something that, I don't know, it's just a vibe that you would have at a very, at a fun traditional wedding somewhere kind of thing. The 1 million, I think he's gotten that in terms of his views, and more than the millions in terms of pops he's playing. So, it's a song about premonition. That's what it is about.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you get to a point in your career where you don't even have to do any special thing to announce a record or announce a video. See, he just put out a picture of himself and Choma, and just wrote 1 million, and that was it. It took me getting the email to actually sort of pay attention to know that he had just released or dropped that particular video. It's interesting. And I also think that's why even that 1 million views sort of delayed a bit, because if he had just made it clear, link in bio as usual, or maybe done something to pre-announce the video dropping. But even at that, is the video very, like Chef Jeff said, very colorful video, very beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. I liked it. So, but another thing I was looking, I was trying to understand the environment, the location. I don't know if it was on Lagos Island
Lagos Island,
proper,
it is.
Lagos
proper,
Island.
right? But I
Yeah.
saw something like the
Marina
bookshop.
It was
Aha.
shot, it was shot
That's
on
Thank
Broad
you.
Street.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were trying to blow out or maybe make like a makeshift location, but I said this is Lagos Island. I liked the use of the colors, and then we didn't have the
Yellows.
regular vixens, younger vixens. It was more of real people. It was a happy video to watch. I
Excuse
loved
me.
it.
Chama was a vixen in that video.
No, she's not.
Did you
Chama,
see the sultry look
You
she was
didn't
giving
see
us?
Chama was just the wife.
No, James.
He's
Silas, let me
still
tell-
the wife,
No,
just the
no,
wife.
You don't need any other vixen. Choma did. She was all the vixen.
Okay, no, but not
vixen.
vixen in that sense. I'm talking about the
Okay,
the
shaking,
older women.
yeah.
We didn't have the regular young girls dancing here and there. It was
Yeah,
just the
okay.
proper
Smart,
people.
smart,
You
yeah.
know, it was
It
beautiful.
was.
I love it.
For me, it was a beautiful video. Just a little background. The video was directed by DK. Unfortunately, I've been trying to look for who produced the song. It's from his album, 2019 album, A Good Time, his sophomore album. But I haven't seen who produced this particular track, because some people were comparing the sound to some songs and also saying that they could see Adekunle Gold's touch. It sounded like an Adekunle Gold's kind of music. But I know that Davido has his producer, so I don't think I don't think it's worked with Adekunle Gold.
Was she?
Was she?
Mm.
All right, fantastic. Now, let me now, since you guys have said you like the video, let me come with some conspiracy and speak on behalf of Twitter feminists. So this song is talking about bride price and the fact that she's worth more than $1 million. He would pay more than enough. And then, it begs the question as to if, people are saying that bride price is outdated. Should you put a price on a woman? And it's almost as if it's making her an item that you pay money for. And this is not my view. I've said it. I have my own personal views on the video.
We're not judging you.
Yeah, don't judge me. But I'm just speaking on behalf of, because you have to look at both sides. It's a nice feel good, I'll pay this amount of money for you. But then we also had the argument as to should a price be put on a woman and say that this is how much I'm really, even if it is $1 billion, should be.
I think it's more symbolic than costing. Putting a cost on stuff like that. It's more symbolic. It's just an indication that you're willing to you invest in taking care of this woman. This is a woman.
This guy just got married now.
Yeah, we know. I mean, as in, like, everything was like where we picked.
Why does everything have to do with my marriage?
First
I don't get this.
First it was engagement ring, and then next was
Calm
like
down.
wedding, then honeymoon picture, and then some people should never go clean shaven, by the way. But yeah,
Turning off all your mics.
there's a symbolic side to it, but sometimes there's a reality to it as well. I've been for a wedding before, and I'm not gonna say where, but there was a problem. An argument started because the goat was too small. Like true talk, like physical fight because the goat was too small, and I'm like, my village people, how far now? This is just it's not it. Please, people know.
How else will you know that they're village people and they have a
Exactly.
rule? By the way, what do you think, Y Pick?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Davido. I love Davido.
Would you have said you hated Davido?
Like, so anything from Davido is like,
Okay.
100% for me. And watch out for Y Pick and Davido this year, 2020.
Nice one.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like,
Claim
for real.
that 1 million.
1 million, 1 million.
All right, so what I really love about this video, 1 million by Davido, the first thing that jumped out of me, the fact that I recognize Broad Street there. Shout out to Nigerian producers and those who make videos as well. Music videos, I'm glad it's a breath of fresh air. Seeing a video that's shot on locations that you can recognize, and just the way with all the no pun on South Africa and every other location they use, but the fact that I can recognize, I can relate to it, the whole traditional elements are infused in that video, the masquerades, the women, their happiness, their joy being on that set is palpable, you can tell. And one thing that I saw, the director, I don't know if it was intentional, there's a depth of field moment there in one of the parts where you could see the people from the building. One of the windows, they were looking at excitedly waving at the camera, even if their vision was blurred. I mean, we could see them. That point really made a big impression on me. So every single thing about that video was fantastic.
And that area, they often use that for like funeral parties and stuff like that. So I remember with Katie Prime when you had some family thing going on there. So I was like, wow, this is taking me back to that, how much fun I had with all the traditional women outdoors, that setting as well. So yeah, it's a great job.
Especially in front of Elephant House.
Yeah.
There's almost always a canopy there set up for one. But all right, let's take a break. We have more stories to go through on the Grapevine 981, and it's brought to you by Verve.
Love music. Love life.
Music is life. Music is a blessing. Music is smooth.
Tolu, you have been calling your phone, you're not picking. I don't know why not picking or not going through.
Have you ever been on your
Tolu, pick up now. How far?
I don't know. It's a boy, oh, not a girl.
Tolu, Tolu, he's calling you.
I've been
for money.
calling it.
He's calling you
We
for
have so
money.
many.
Can you please
I
pick
I
up?
put your number somewhere. They might just call and then you now be
Oh,
telling me that you don't know
pick
who's
up,
talking.
yeah.
I beg
and I
you.
need to collect my
Almost,
percentage from this guy,
You need
please.
to.
So
Baby,
pick up,
Bam Bam
pick
and
up.
Teddy have a baby now. Baby girl. They had a baby girl this morning.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
Teddy and Bam
Yeah,
Bam.
Teddy and Zendaya.
Yeah.
Zendaya for Lua Kemi.
Folake.
Fola Kemi.
Please
yeah.
say it right. This is nice.
Where you the one that did this
Zendaya.
script? Zendaya.
Is that word? Is it Yoruba name or an English name?
Zendaya?
Yeah.
It's not.
Not
Where's
even
it from?
English.
There's an
Not
actor-
English, not
Native
Yoruba.
American or something.
Yeah.
Not even English.
Zendaya.
It's not English. I'm checking it.
Zendaya. Zendi.
Zendi.
baby.
Zendi.
Zendi.
Baba
Zendi.
Zend.
Baba Zend.
Obadiah.
Obadiah. Obadiah.
Babadaya.
Baba Baba Zaza.
Wait, imagine if his name was Zendaya Obadiah.
Man.
I'm
Babadaya.
not even sure why you
Obadiah.
call a guy
Zedika
Zendaya.
Zuzuranda.
I'm not even sure why you call a guy
Oh,
Zendaya.
you short form Zuzu.
Zendaya.
Around
I'm
that.
sure he-
For this one?
after
This was
that
the girl.
action.
Oh, it's a girl. Okay,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
from
yeah.
Merlin,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merlin.
Guys, I saw Parasite on my trip. Like I took time. I sat down to watch the movie.
Mm.
Man, that Parasite. So
The rest of
at
us
some
are
point, I was
seeing
asking myself,
virus, so
sorry.
The rest of us are seeing coronavirus. You are seeing parasite. But okay,
No,
continue.
that movie that of course you know what I'm talking about. Like won Grammys, it won Oscars and everything. Ah man, that
How
movie
was
is
it?
deep.
Yeah.
It's so real. Like you can relate to it, to parts of the movie in your own life. Like see there's a disparity between the poor and the rich. It's very
Maybe Ayo
original
won't watch
story.
it now.
Yeah,
Ayo's not going
Why
to
not?
watch it.
Why?
not
She
a
likes
good
rom-com.
movie. Thank you. I don't know. I work with you every day. Chef Jeff knows me.
She has never seen a Bond movie.
No Time to Die.
She hasn't seen.
She will see that one.
She won't.
I'll take you for the premiere. Will you go? No Time to
So
Die.
Zendaya is from the Shona language of Zimbabwe.
Thanks. That's good
Zimbabwe.
research. Let's go
Means, what
back.
does it mean?
It means give thanks.
Oh.
To give thanks.
What does Bam Bam mean?
To bam and bam.
No, I'm
And
sorry.
I-
Basically, yeah.
Music to me is
What's the full
Short form of
what's her
Bamike.
full name?
Bamike.
Bamike.
Like
What does
help me
Bamike
to
mean?
help me to pamper.
Nice, let's go back.
love music, love life, smooth, merci.
Somebody's being pampered this morning, and somebody's going to get some pepper soup and probably yam. Why do they do that? I don't know, but we'll talk about that some more later. We're back to the stories and we're back to the show. The Grapevine 981 is live on Smooth Breakfast with Valentine Ohu,
And Ayo Mairo Ese.
and we're joined by Chef Jet 3000,
Yeah, I love you 3000.
James Silas,
Yeah.
and Y Pick.
Yeah.
No disrespect to
You will
your,
learn,
to your
you
name,
will
but
learn,
do
you will learn.
you
You will
plan on
learn.
changing
That
that
Tom
name
Tom.
anytime soon, or is it going to stick
Forever.
forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's Y Pick star guitarist. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
When I first
we're gonna stick with
saw
Y
it,
Pick.
I just
Yeah,
thought
Y
it
Pick
was
is
a
fine.
brand of toothpick, but that's just me thinking like a
I'm
pedestrian.
tired. People keep rebranding my name every day.
So what are the misconstrued names you've
You
gotten?
pick.
You pick. Yeah.
All right, we have a few comments actually on WhatsApp, and let's see 0809 4440981 is the number to send your WhatsApp message to, and of course on Twitter at smooth981fm. You can see the full link to the full videos on our YouTube channel, on our
Yes.
Twitter handle.
Mhm.
Tosin Baba says, "Hello, I Pick. Fantastic talent you got there, but remember you're not the regular pop artist who needs a noisy intro. Your music is a timeless one."
Well done. And Tyler from Yaba says, now for feminist point of view, if they want the price, then take it out and become priceless.
That's not bad at all.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And has the name spelled Y and then Pick.
Yes.
Right. Nice. Who's willing to talk about Megan Thee Stallion? She says she's coming after her record label 1501. They said she accused them of not allowing her to release her new music after she asked to renegotiate her contract. So there's been indications that she has a distribution agreement or deal with Rock Nation. That's Jay-Z and the Bays. They've approached her, and there's a suspicion because from the reaction of the record label owner, the 1501 Entertainment, that they're suspecting that Rock Nation is using this move of giving her that distribution deal to try to collect her contract or own her contract. But she says when she signed a contract 5 years ago, she was 20. She didn't read through the fine lines But now she knows better. She's smarter, not as street smart as she was though. But she doesn't understand most of those things. She doesn't agree to, and she wants them to change. And my essential question here, Chef Jeff and Jim Silas, is when is the right time to renegotiate or reconsider terms of a contract?
That is the, I mean, this is a Folu kind of situation thing right here, right? So I'm just going to pretend like I'm in yellow right now and do a thing. But the truth is that when you start out very excited about having a deal being put forward that you're not too sure about what terms you're going to get locked into. And so it's really important that you just have the right sort of lawyer who's really looking after you and making sure they read the fine print. Now, that's where the key issue comes into here. She did go to court for something and got some sort of TRO that allows her to release an album. I think either this coming week or a month or so. I can't remember. Sometime between this week or this month. So there will be some new music. But what the issue is right now is that Rock Nation had their terms set that in such a way that they have the right to say what dates and what songs she can put out there. So for something that she's not really attached to anymore as a label, that becomes a problem. And we've seen this happen before with the likes of what's her name, Kesha, and a few other people, even locally here, where it's like, okay, you can't even use your artist name anymore because we own the rights to that kind of thing. So I don't know.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
You can go on.
Okay, let me just quickly say something. I think when you said this statement, it was case closed for me. That I literally didn't read it. I'm like,
She said she read, but she didn't understand.
Yeah, she didn't. Like, I literally. It's not that I literally didn't read it. It's that I didn't understand some of the verbiage at the time, and now that I do, I just want to correct it. Very straightforward for me. You signed a contract, and you were 20. That's illegal. You were legal. So whether you signed it, whether you read it or not, they say read the fine print. You have to abide by the terms of the contract, because she can rant on Twitter all she likes, but she will be sued heavily if she does not stick by the terms of the contract. And a reply just echoes my thoughts from a Twitter user saying she literally said she didn't read her first contract. How about you stop trying to look at her situations, promote your hypothetical, or saying it to the record label? It's not going to hold water in the courts. You cannot. And it's also, I think it's a lesson for many, and why pick for someone like you, because when you first signed onto a record label, you're very excited and you don't really read the fine print. You're just like, oh, just give me the money. Oh, I'm so excited to just be signed on. And then you cannot come back years down the line to say, oh, let it go back. I think. No, unfortunately, you're tied.
So, I mean, just adding to what you all have said, it's you asked the question, at what point are you able to come back to renegotiate your contract? I think it's at any point, whenever you now have a proper lawyer that can look at that contract, even if it's deal has been signed,
before,
a lawyer can,
after signing,
even after signing,
okay,
a lawyer can still come back and request. Not like you cannot force it, you cannot, but rightly said, for a lot of upcoming artists or new artists or people that are trying to find their feet or come into the business, you always you make that mistake. You can sign any contract they even put in front of you, and later you now start regretting it. But bringing back to even to this our local industry here, you've had those situations, but you can always, like I said, renegotiate these things. Someone like Wizkid had probably like a 7-year deal with EME back in the days, but I think he blew up from the first album already, moving on to before the second one, and then he had blown up so big that he could actually afford any lawyer, and he went in, renegotiated, and left that particular
and that was
contract.
even because EME, the management, agreed.
Oh yes, because they agreed.
They could disagree, and they could be well within their rights,
and they will now be and then now be going back and forth
Yes.
until further notice. Yes, that can actually happen. But let's come back to take it back again to Megan's situation. I don't see why, and I don't think it's fair for you to, just because you've now gotten to a particular level where you now want to come and start, calling out your record label. One of the stories we didn't talk about on Tuesday was Solid Star and OC Achievers. Listen, yes, I think it's very, very disrespectful and unfair that just because you've now attained a level of popularity or whatsoever, because you have.
Sorry, who's the popular one here? In your example.
Oh wow.
Go on.
Okay. So, but Solid Star now decides to call out the label. Do you understand? So it's not fair, because if you have to put all of these things into consideration, but last the court of law or the law will always settle the situation. So it doesn't matter how you feel about it, doesn't matter what you tweet about it. Last, you guys still go to court,
Yeah.
and the law will take its course.
I'm always someone to encourage people to settle out of court.
Yeah.
When it gets to court, it's just what the court decides eventually. Well, Carl Crawford, who's the CEO and owner and founder of the 1501 Entertainment, the way he replied is quite brutal, almost like a reply come threat. They'll say, "Oh, you know who the guys I'm rolling with? They're teaching me how to roll on the streets, and we know what to do." And he alludes to disloyalty on her part. Megan, now you've grown wings in 5 years. Now everybody's talking about your trekking skills. Now you feel like he didn't say those things. But
Yeah.
I can imagine that those what he's thinking.
But let me ask you, Y Pick, are you concerned about this kind of relationship with a record label? Because oftentimes we see artists who don't, when they part ways with their record labels, and even they do so, it's usually not on a good note. Are you scared about this, and are you thinking of ways to avoid conflict like this when you do sign on to record label?
I'm really scared about it because even part of these things that do happen affect the upcoming ones. Some like I used to see this guy Larry Gaga. When I saw his first video or his first music, I was like, man, this guy has money. Why can't he look for? Why can't he just look for one young boy and sign?
Yeah.
And promote. He's not singing now. I just heard his voice maybe last year or so.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? I feel it's because of likes of Runtown too. Like all these guys, I know them as in we are very close. So I know what's up about this thing. So I used to tell myself, if I'm going to involve in anything like this, I have to get a lawyer, because there are some legal terms that we, as a layman, I'm not a lawyer, I don't understand this. So I need someone that will explain, okay, this is how this thing is, this is how, and to all upcoming that are really anxious about stardom, okay, I've seen a record label, and okay, you just forget the normal necessary things you're supposed to do. I feel you should just calm down, because the thing will come back to you later.
Y Pick, you're thinking well. All right, stop listening to motivational speakers who tell you owning a business is better than earning a salary, is what Freeze says. He speaks some truths or some fallacies, Chef Jeff. What do you think?
I think that he is very, very. There are certain elements of this that are totally true.
Yes.
What people don't realize is that, oh, okay, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I now control my own time and blah 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 blah. But here's the thing, all right. No matter what, even if you're a sole entrepreneur, whatever comes the company's way is the company's money. All right. You are now struggling to find money to pay salaries if you're hiring people. You also have to put yourself on a salary, of which you might not even pay yourself at all. If anything, there's priority that goes to paying your staff, and you yourself, the company just owes you maybe forever or whatnot. It's not an easy thing at all whatsoever. And even sometimes, especially when you're a sole entrepreneur, you are even underpaid for all the work that you do. Like, you can't even afford to pay yourself even when money comes your way. I mean, let me tell you something. Me, okay, I'll go and do the shopping, I'll go and do the cooking, I'll do the cleanup, or I'll do the PR and everything like that. And I'm like, yo, someone will now come and tell me that my price is too high. I'm like,
exactly.
I'm like, so he speaks the truth. The truth of the matter is that it's not all black and white, like, oh, okay, you're now in control of everything, to be honest. There's nothing quite like earning your salary. Listen, you can faff around at work for a whole month and still collect that money at the end of the day, and they'll think that you've done something productive with yourself. So you have to balance how much of a goal setter, a goal driver you are, especially when you want to go into entrepreneurship, because you're constantly chasing the money, probably doing some things on the side to balance out and whatnot. So it's very, very true. You can't just be spitting things or just go and be your own boss. It's not that easy, especially you have families or bills to pay. That's the honest truth. A salary that comes your way as guaranteed every month is better than not knowing when your next event or your next thing is going to come up. So there's so much truth into all of this that's going on.
Nicely said. Thank you, Chef Jeff. James?
I mean, like he rightly said, it's at the end of the day, I think it's whatever rocks your boat, right? For me, in that whole divide, I'll say I'm fortunate. I get a salary. I also get to make my own money on the side as an entrepreneur as well. But I think it's actually about what value you're bringing to the table and how you actually decide to live your life. When I say life, or how you chart your own course. Yes, well, everybody wants to be a boss. I want to be a boss of myself. But there are intricacies. There are things to be done if you are ready for it. All well and good. Don't quit your job and say because you want to chase. Look, the entrepreneurial life is not even funny. You need to know what's happening. You need to read to understand that it's not even a joke. You get to a point, and you cannot even be an entrepreneur or just one single man doing one thing all your life. You still get to a point where you need to start employing people, you need to start going, and then there's tax to be paid. My brother, when the tax starts coming, you don't start saying, "Oh, I'm not making money."
Thank you very much, Chef Jeff and James Silas. Very, very smart things you guys, gems you dropped there. Because people think this entrepreneurial bubble has been very common in the past few years. Everybody thinks they want to be an entrepreneur is the way to go to succeed. You don't know that being an entrepreneur puts you in a very delicate situation as a staff. You answer to your line manager. As an entrepreneur, you answer to your staff, you answer to your chairman, shareholders, investors, so many more people to answer to. And every day you're waking up thinking about taxes, things to.
And biggest nightmare discussion called board meeting.
There you go. Y Pick, do you have a side job?
Yes.
Oh, really?
What do you do outside music?
Yeah, I design. I'm a graphics artist.
Say it with your chest.
I'm a graphics artist. I can design. I design my album cover myself.
Really?
Yeah. I do all my artwork myself.
How long have you been practicing? Is it a hobby or a full-time job?
Yeah, no.
Or you're an entrepreneur?
Well, I've not started making money. I just do it for people for free. Just okay, maybe later. You know, music is not really like the way it is in Nigeria. You can't just put the whole egg inside one basket. You just have to look for a way. And I feel we are into the tech world, the digital world. So I feel that one is going to go in line with my music.
That's right.
So if I want to project anything, I don't need to look for someone outside to help me design and stuff.
Oh, this guy is very smart.
Yes, I like that. I was just going to say that if I were to say one of your influences, and I'm not, let me not project anyone, but remind me of Adekunle Gold, because when he first started, he also started in this way, and he was a graphic. In fact,
very
people,
good.
He still is, and if he at any time wanted to leave music, he would have a good career in that area because he was really, really good. So I'm really glad, and it's a message for people listening now, the young people, that you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket in this Nigeria. Please build your skills, don't forget them, and work on your music as well.
So if you want to listen to all your covers, where do we find them?
Yeah, I have them on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, all the online
digital platforms, right?
Yeah, digital platforms. Yeah.
Thank you, Y Pick.
Thanks for having me.
Such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today.
Indeed.
James Silas, Chef Jeff,
Yeah.
plug out.
James Silas. Somebody said earlier that he couldn't find my handle on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just type James Silas. Better yet, JARMZONE Jamzone on Twitter. Instagram, Facebook, jamzone.com. God bless you.
And you can find my covers, well, food covers,
Nice.
at Chef Jeff 3000 Twitter, Instagram, and I will be right here on the Grapevine next week on Smooth 98.1.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned.
And special thanks to Cynthia, Nne, Sheun, Tayo, and everybody who sent in messages on the Grapevine, and MI from Akoka. The Grapevine 981 was brought to you by Verb. Next is Lagos Talks 981.
The Grapevine on the Smooth
Really
Show.
lovely. I'd actually like to listen to the album.